Burby bro, bur 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 bur. Hey buddy, we're gonna get some stuff set up here. Bur 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 bur. Hey buddy. Alright, I don't need these headphones anymore. Oh, I hate the sound of my voice, Bubba. Let's get the live shared out. Burr, 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 burr. Hopefully we get some people in tonight. Buddy boy. I wish I could. Well, I guess I don't because I know it's in everybody the number. And I don't want to share numbers with people if they don't want their number shared. There we go. Hey, buddy, bud. And get the chat up. Okay, we're golden, bud. What the fuck, YouTube? There we go. Okay. Big guy, what's up? Can you say hi? Go, wow! Wow! Aw, who's my snuggly boy? Who's my snuggly boy? Are you my bubba? Are you my bubba boy? Can you go hello? Go wow! Want some neck scratches? Want some neck scratches? I got you. A little neck massage. There's my big guy. Hey, Mighty Roo, what's up? You hijacked Turtle's phone. Well, don't do that. How's she supposed to watch my live? How's Luna doing? Hello to all of you in chat. What's up? What's up? Please don't spam in my chat. Appreciate that. Hey, Joe, what's up? How are you? And happy Friday to you as well. Bird's name is Oreo. He's a 22-year-old Red Lord Amazon. I've raised him since he was hatched. If you want to learn more, zachkurtz.com/Oreo. That's where you can read his origin story. But short summary is, the day he hatched, within an hour, his right foot was crushed and amputated by the incubator. Breeder wanted to euthanize him because, in her words, disabled birds don't make profit. So they euthanized any disabled bird they got. Fortunately, though, we were able to adopt him. And he's been in my family ever since. He's my little buddy. He's imprinted on me, and he's my little big guy. Which is an oxymoron, but... Oh yeah, Joe, what video games are you going to play? Luna's good, kicking your ass. Hell yeah. That's what puppies do. Is she still in that puppy biting phase? I love that phase. Hello, hello. What am I doing on YouTube? Post videos, live stream. We were on TikTok for like 4 or 5 years. 3 or 4 years, I don't know. We were on TikTok for a while. When they threatened to ban TikTok back in January of 2025, 2024, when they actually did ban it for like a day, I said fuck it, and we did the move over to YouTube, which is something I'd been planning for a while. The accessibility on TikTok for people with screen ears was getting worse. YouTube is pretty consistent with their accessibility, so made the switch to YouTube, but primarily just having live streams and chilling with people and getting to advocate for people with disabilities, and talking about whatever people want to chit chat about, as long as it's YouTube appropriate. And yeah, pretty much it. I'm trying to figure out where we fit into the content stream. I'm not the best at making videos, which is something I'm trying to be better about. Yeah, that biting phase, man. It can be a monster. I've been bit on the lip so many times by puppies. Or the traditional bite your heel when they're chasing the hem of your pants. My beagle got me good a few times, and my Rottweiler back in the day. My wiener dog Basil didn't really do it though. He'd bite your face. That was his thing. Hey, bud. Can he do tricks? Not really. Because he's missing his right foot, he doesn't really do like a lot of physical tricks. He's more of a vocal bird, as you can hear. He barks like a dog, quacks like a duck, barks like a chicken. He can say hello, but it's like, hello. He doesn't really enunciate, but it's more the cadence of it. He's a big whistler. Why are you getting all loud, bud? Why are you getting all loud, buddy? Oh, there's my big guy. Hey. Who's a cute boy? You want your scritches? You want some of your scritches? I got you. I got you. I got you. I'll give you ear scritches. And I've definitely been bit in the face by this little featherhead quite a few times. Face, shoulder, hands. Whatever he can reach, huh, bud? Yeah, whatever you can reach, you'll bite. Hell yeah, spicy water, nice. Have a good day. You too. What up, Zach and Oyer? What's up? How are you? Chases the tail and wants to cuddle? Hell yeah. Yeah, our video production, like I said, a couple minutes ago, has not been the best. We've been primarily focusing on live streams. We did just release like 2 videos last week. I have a list of topics I want to cover, but YouTube is really pushing shorts, like the short vids, and a lot of the stuff I want to talk about isn't a short topic to talk about, and not being able to edit videos kind of sucks because I can't just go in and clip a section of the video out to put on shorts. So yeah, but I definitely have some videos I want to chat about, some topics I want to chat about. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm always open to suggestions if there's like topics y'all want me to cover or talk about. I just feel like we always talk a lot in live streams, so it feels silly to go make a video about it. But I guess for people that don't tune into the live streams, it'd be good to get the videos out. Why do I look like the way I do? Cancer and multiple tumors, and having reconstructive surgery to fix my skull. I had a tumor in '96 that ate like 70% of the bone of my skull on the inside. I called him George. And George was a right beast, that's for sure. Huskies are so badass. I've never had a husky, but my friend did. And those dogs are so mouthy and very needy. And when huskies start to like, if one husky starts to howl, they all start to howl, and they do not shut up for like 5 minutes. So I was living with a friend from elementary school. Later on, we reconnected, and she offered me a place to rent, a room to rent. And I ordered some Chinese food, teriyaki chicken. I know it's not Chinese, but whatever. It's what they sold, and it might have been almond chicken. I'm pretty sure it was teriyaki chicken. And the way they do it is when you get delivery, they put the chicken in one container, they put the sauce in another container, so it doesn't get all gross and soggy. And I was sitting in the living room, breaking out the food on the, getting it all sorted and throwing it in dishes. And I put the container of teriyaki, just the chicken, on the table, and I wasn't paying attention, and her dog, Fat Boy, because he was morbidly obese, a dog loved food, and I wasn't paying attention. That dog grabbed the entire container of chicken and ran out to the backyard with it and ate it as fast as he could because he knew he was not supposed to do that. And I was like, dude, bro, that was mine. It wasn't a small container. It was a large order. Fortunately, I got fried rice and some prawns, so my meal wasn't completely ruined. But come on, dude, don't steal my chicken. I can never say mad at that dog, though. That dog was badass. Unfortunately, I don't think I can ever own a dog while Oreo is around. Oreo hates dogs. So I give all my dog attention to Lacey's dog, Bobby. And if I could get a dog, I don't know what one I'd get. I definitely love like big dogs, but maybe a lab. Labs are dope. I love labs or a pit bull. Pitties are so cute. I love those dogs. They're up there. I think it goes boxer, pit bull, lab, and then German Shepherd, and then Belgian Malinois. I can never say that word right. And then small dogs, Dachshunds, probably Jack Russell. Not probably, for sure Jack Russell. Russells are so awesome. So wait, where is Turtle? This isn't going to be like on one of those murder mystery shows, right? What's up, bud? Hello? Oh, mini poodles are cute. We used to have one. Well, my grandma had it. And that dog loved to climb trees, but would get stuck. He would get up about 10, 15 feet, and then would get stuck and couldn't get down. He would climb up. So, our neighbors had chickens, and the tree he would climb was right next to the fence. So he would climb up the tree and then try to go out on a branch to drop down into the chicken coop. But the chicken coop had fence over the top because we had coyotes, cougars, all that nonsense. So, and a poodle. And he would get stuck up there. So one of us had to climb up on a ladder to get him down. And he never learned because he did it so many times. We had to put fencing over the kennel. We had like this big outdoor kennel that we'd put the dogs out during the day, because him and the Shih Tzu would climb up the fence and jump out. I'm like, dude. Or they would try to dig their way out, but we took bricks and dug a trench around it and buried the bricks so they couldn't dig out. What pisses me off about being blind and what can be done to fix it? The lack of accessibility, for sure. I think that's right up there. Probably my number one. I think there's so many things that people take for granted, like like I would say most people don't even think about the things that people with visual impairment not just totally blind, but just visual impairment in general, they don't think about like how hard it can be. I guess I'll give an example of like, okay, so grocery shopping, and don't get me wrong, this has gotten easier now with like Uber Eats and DoorDash, but that shit's so expensive, or curbside pickup. But when I go to the grocery store, I usually have sighted help, whether that be my roommate or a staffer at the grocery store, because like all the boxes, packages have no labeling that's accessible. And yes, I can walk down the aisle with my phone and scan, but my phone doesn't scan super well as far as like trying to narrow it down on like one package. I literally have to grab it off the shelf, hold it up, and try to block out all the other packaging because my phone is scanning everything that it sees and trying to read it. So when I walk down an aisle, it's just blank in my mind because I can't see what's around me. I know it's like the candy aisle, or I know that it's like the soups aisle or whatever, but I don't have the ability to just glance at the aisle and be like, oh yeah, I need chicken noodle soup, or for sure I want some peanut butter cups. So when we're walking down an aisle, it's just blank in my mind, like I said, because I just don't have a reference for what's on that aisle. And so having someone who's sided with me makes it a lot easier because I can make a list and be like, here's this, this, this. I try to sort it by aisle as well. So like if I know that these foods are on the same aisle, I sort the list by that. And then walking through a grocery store, a lot of people aren't paying attention. Even with the white cane in hand, people just don't pay attention. So there's a lot of like people who don't move out of the way, or they'll like walk right into me because they expect me to see them and get out of their way. And if they're just standing in an aisle, I don't know that they're there if they're being quiet. So like I'll tap their foot with my cane as I'm walking, and then like I've had people get offended until they turn around and see that I'm holding a cane. I've also had that happen in bars too, like where I'll be walking, trying to walk through a bar, and I'll like bump into someone or I'll tap someone with my cane, and they turn around and they're drunk, and they turn around and be like, "You want to fight, bro?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And then they see the cane in my hand, and then they apologize. And a couple have bought me drinks, but whatever. That's probably one of the more difficult things. Lack of sidewalks, or lack of clean sidewalks. So I don't live in a big city, but when I did, those stupid like Lime scooters or whatever scooters they have in each city, people would just throw them down on the sidewalk and then walk off after they've like used them. And definitely a tripping hazard. Or people will put things out on the sidewalk for people to take, like a free sofa or a free chair, and it's like right in the middle of the sidewalk or right on the edge of the sidewalk. So if you're visually impaired and you're using a cane, you're using this technique called shorelining. So you're walking on the right hand side of the sidewalk, and people will like park weird, or they'll throw shit on the sidewalk, and now I have to try to navigate around it. So now I'm walking on the left hand side of the sidewalk, and then try to navigate around whatever obstacles in the way. And people in wheelchairs also deal with this because, sidewalks are only so big. And if you live in a busy city, people are walking all over the place. So you're now dealing with like trying to navigate on the sidewalk that's busy. And like I said, not everyone moves out of the way or even notices that you're disabled. And so there's that struggle. And then for like the tech-based accessibility, a lot of websites have no accessibility built in. And you have to like, it's, it isn't just like shopping. It might be like something you need to fill out for like a doctor's office. Those stupid portals. Doctors are always like, do you want to join our portal? No. Because I've checked out your portal before I came, and that portal's not accessible. And I don't have access to make an appointment. I have to call. I don't have access to my lab results. again, I have to call or go in for an appointment to get those results. That has gotten a little better. Like the doctor I see now, their portal is fairly accessible. Not so much on the phone, but more so on like the web browser on like a PC. But a lot of the portals I've encountered over the years are just not accessible. I will tell you something positive about accessibility. A lot of computers and phones are becoming more accessible with like built-in screen readers and magnification. Obviously, magnification doesn't matter to me, but the screen readers definitely matter. So Android, iPhone, Mac, Windows, Linux, you can put it. iPhone, Android, Windows, and Mac all have screen readers built in. For Linux, you have to install it, but it's still there. So those all have screen readers built in, which makes it a lot easier to use a computer for work or, for personal shit. Which is fantastic because 10, 15 years ago, you had to pay for a third-party app that was anywhere between $500 to $1,000. And if you have a $300, $400, $500 PC, you're paying double the price for the PC just to have it be accessible. And that's a pain in the ass. Fuck you, Freedom Scientific. Anyway, so that's one positive. With one phone, I can browse Amazon. Amazon's app is a piece of shit, but I can browse YouTube. I can jump on Instagram. I can take selfies because the Android camera is self-guided. It'll tell you like move your face left, move your face right, aim the phone up or down, whatever. So that's pretty rad. I can check my email, I can text, I can make calls. This is all shit I dreamed of back in like 2009. Again, for phones, you had to get a certain phone. You had to get like a Nokia E61 or whatever phone, and you had to pay for a third-party app, which was just as much, if not more, than the phone. And you had to install it, and you hope to God it worked. And it was very limited on what you could do. You could text and you could make calls. You really couldn't browse the internet on your phone with the screen reader. So yeah, that's one positive thing that I will rant about until the cows come home, that phones and computers have become way more accessible as far as like the screen readers for those devices. Pit bulls are so adorable. I love those dogs. I'm not afraid of pit bulls. I don't know why people are so afraid of them. And I've been bit by dogs quite a bit over my lifetime. Oh, that's the other thing about AI. I know we're jumping around topics, but AI, a lot of people are like, AI is bad, AI sucks. I love AI. It has done a lot for accessibility. Android itself has done a lot for accessibility in general. But they have a feature on the phone now, onboard AI, where I can focus on an image, do a gesture on the screen, and it will describe the image for me. And it may not be the most accurate, so I will have it describe it 3 different times to make sure I'm getting all of the key information from that photo. But it will definitely describe the image, and I can ask it questions about the image. So it's not just describing it. I can ask follow-up questions. Google Gemini is great because I can ask it to describe a piece of art, like the Mona Lisa, boo, or Van Gogh's Starry Night, and I can get like a very detailed text description of pieces of art. That's a pretty general feature, but AI does a lot for accessibility. I've asked it how to do like paracord weaving for certain paracord stuff, or like how to do chainmail just to test it out. And it's very, like, once you tell it, hey, I'm blind, can you give me detailed information in a text format? Once it knows that, then it changes the whole conversation, and it's pretty good about presenting information in a way that isn't cited based. It doesn't do well with Braille translation, unfortunately. I asked it a while back just to test it, like, hey, how would I write the word world in Braille? And it gave me the dot positioning, and it did not do good. It struggled with that quite a bit, and I had to correct it a few times. But like I can go on Gemini and ask it like, hey, how do I play an E chord on the guitar? And it will give me the finger positions and the strings and all that, which is pretty rad. I ended up blind due to retinoblastoma, which is cancer of the retinas. I was diagnosed at a month old. My right eye and optic nerve were removed at age 1. My left eye and optic nerve were removed at age 2. After radiation and a bunch of other treatments failed. My cancer was like super powered. It it was bound and determined to travel down the optic nerve and enter my brain. Why are you screaming? Why? Why are you screaming, bud? Why are you screaming, big guy? What's up, dude? Hey, buddy. Am I not giving you enough attention? Even though I spent all day with you? Should we do Berber meds? That's the other thing about accessibility, going back to this for a second. So Oreo gets daily meds. And I've yet to find a way to make a syringe accurate from a tactile perspective to confidently draw up the meds that he needs. So I have to get my roommate to do it because like there are syringes that have been made accessible for like high school science class, but I've tried it and it's not accurate enough for me to feel comfortable giving him the proper dose. So I've been brainstorming, trying to figure out how to make it a syringe that's accessible and accurate enough where I would feel comfortable drawing up his medication. Still haven't come up with a way yet, and that sucks. Luna scratching the hell out of you. Aw, good puppy. Luna is Turtle's dog. ChatGPT writing letters is awesome. Hell yeah. Well, what's interesting is ChatGPT, Google Gemini, is just the point of the iceberg, or the tip of the iceberg. I mean, the AI Sono, which is like a music creation AI, it has its flaws, but I mean, it's you can give it a prompt or give it lyrics and tell it like, hey, I want this to be punk rock, or I want this to be industrial, or I want this to be heavy metal or country or whatever, and it's getting better every day. It definitely needs work. Don't get me wrong. Like there are definitely flaws in how it creates songs or the vocals. But I mean, I would say within 2 to 3 years, it's going to be producing music on a studio master studio quality. I've been playing with it, and I've got a few tracks that I'm not exactly the happiest about, but it definitely does a pretty good job for being AI. So I say within 2 to 3 years that AI is going to be able to. I mean, I'm a musician, or I dabble in guitar and piano and stuff, but I don't have a full band at my fingertips, except for now. You know, Sono, I write lyrics, and then I give it the lyrics, and I tell it like, I want a guitar solo right here. I want you to repeat the chorus right here. I want to break down leading into this chorus. And like I said, I handwrite all the lyrics, and it just does like the instrumental part, and it sings it, which is fantastic because with the stutter, I can no longer sing. So for entertainment purposes, it does a pretty good job. I've actually thought about uploading one of the songs I wrote to YouTube to see, if people like it. By no means would I like make an album and sell it with AI, but it is something where if I want to make a song, I can have it create it and then take it to a live human band and be like, hey, here's like the prototype. Let's sit down and make it a human-based creation. This is kind of what I would like, but let's change it a little bit. Let's give it more of a human flair. Because I love writing song lyrics. It's kind of therapeutic in a way. Oh yeah, guitar is definitely confusing, especially in the beginning. I had a great guitar teacher. That he was pretty good about. I mean, he'd never taught a blind person before. Same with my piano teacher. But one thing I really enforced in the beginning with both of them is open communication. Like, don't be afraid to make a mistake trying to communicate something to me. I'm very good at auditory learning, so I would have them play whatever they wanted to teach me, and then I would repeat it back to them and figure it out on the instrument. And that really was really useful. Sorry, I'm like grasping for words at the moment. I've been up since like 10 p.m. last night, something like that. Hello, insomnia. And so, learning instruments when you're totally blind is, depending on what teacher you have, or if you're self-taught, it can be quite the challenge, but it's very rewarding. And because of, oh, dude, that's right in my goddamn ear. Can you not? Because of like Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, the first instrument I picked up was the piano, because that's what my family thought I should be playing, because hey, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder do it, so why not you? And I love the piano, but I find the guitar, I like the guitar a lot better. Just because other blind people do something doesn't mean I should be pushed into doing what they're doing. And I had to like really push that point across to my family. Where was I going with this? Anyway, so piano was my first instrument, and then guitar second. And then I've been trying to teach myself harmonica and kalimba, but that hasn't been going super hot. Oh yeah, because my harmonica's broken, which sucks. But it was a cheap harmonica. And then my kalimba is great. Love that thing. It's kind of like a finger piano. I can play Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles on it, and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and Mary Had a Little Lamb, and Jingle Bells, and whatever else I can think of. I just converted it from piano to the kalimba, which is fairly similar. He is very loud today. He definitely has opinions. I'd love to hear some of your music sometime. Yeah, I've been trying to think about how to do that. I mean, because I'm not a musician. I just dabble. And I can't play music around Oreo because he freaks the fuck out. So if I do that, Oreo won't be on the live stream. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, so we're like very like legit on YouTube. I read chat with on my phone. I have an Android. I have a Pixel phone, and it has a program built in called TalkBack, which is a text-to-speech app. And when I touch my phone, it translates. Oh my god, I cannot talk. It translates what's on screen from text into synthetic speech, which is being piped into my Pixel Buds. And I can have it describe images or the screen. And then for typing, I can type either with a QWERTY keyboard, boo. I've never got the hang of thumb typing. I don't know how people do that. I'm old school. I need a full QWERTY keyboard with all fingers. Or I can type in Braille, like holding my phone like this. I can type with these three fingers. What? Can I not bend my pinky? Yeah, these three. Can I not bend my pinky and ring finger? Okay. And then these three fingers, index, ring, index, middle, and ring, and then I can type on it like it's Braille, which is way faster than using a QWERTY keyboard. Or I can use voice dictation, but because I stutter and mumble, it does not do well. So I usually type in Braille on my phone. And then for computers, it also has screen readers that you can install, or it comes with, so Microsoft comes with Narrator, which is fine, but I use NVDA, which stands for Non-Visual Desktop Access, I think. And then Mac has VoiceOver, which is their built-in screen reader, and it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Apple products, but whatever. Android is superior to iPhones when it comes to accessibility, in my opinion. But I always say, whatever you're comfortable with, it whatever gives you access to the world, use it. I'm not going to tell you you should only use one or the other. Like, there's like this big debate within the blind community about which phone is better, and I don't care. Whatever accessibility program you're comfortable with, go for it. At least try Android. That's all I will say. Like, shutting yourself off to one because the other one you feel is better is ridiculous. Like, you should at least try all of the stuff out there because you might like one that you didn't even think about trying. Yeah. And then Linux has Orca, I think. I forget what the Linux one is. My bad. I don't use Linux. I'm trying to get a Raspberry Pi though, so I can't play with Linux. Linux has always fascinated me, and I've never been able to get another computer or a Raspberry Pi to play with it. But Raspberry Pi is the cheaper option with that. But I'm saving up for an actual desktop for Windows for streaming purposes and content creation. So Raspberry Pi is kind of on hold right now. Hey, where'd chat go? You can go back and check my YouTube video content, or you can check us out on TikTok. Our old TikTok account is linked to my website. We have a lot of content over there. We don't post to TikTok anymore. We're hardcore YouTubers now. Humbobo. I've thought about pulling some old TikTok content off TikTok and putting it over here on YouTube, or just recreating the vids, like topics we talk about. Yeah. Yeah, as I get older, music as well as I can't listen to new music. I just listen to stuff from like 60s to early 2000s. That's pretty much my music catalog. I'm not saying new music is bad. It all kind of blends together, and I don't know. I'm a punk rock person, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of like new punk bands. As far as like I find them, but it's kind of become pop punk, which is fine, or like thrashcore. I definitely like older punk. Advice I could relay. Find humor. I think people get too stuck in like the sadness and the depression of living with a disability, and it becomes their entire personality. The way I view it is I am blind, I guess. I mean, I don't guess. I know I'm blind, but like, I try not to make it my personality. The only time I talk about it here on YouTube is when people ask questions or bring it up. I typically don't start a live stream wanting to talk about it or like making it a topic myself. I'm totally fine talking about it if people bring it up, but I try not to put it out there. I will make videos from time to time for advocacy purposes or to like share an experience that I had where like something happens, just to make sure people like are aware of like challenges I face. But I typically don't shove it down people's throats. And I definitely get bored talking about it because it's been my life for 34 years. I'm 35, right? Yeah. And so it definitely, I've said it so many times, or I've talked about it so many times. Like I feel like I'm not adding anything new to it. But I definitely know that new people join our streams all the time and are curious. So I'm totally fine with that. Um, what, bud? But yeah, don't get bogged down in it. Don't make it your whole personality. It is a part of you. It is something you have to live with. But there's so much more to you than just one dimension of disability. Like I was literally at a convention for visually impaired people, and like people were walking up to me like, "Hi, I am blah blah blah." Like they would be like, "Hi, I have uh, uh, glaucoma," and then they'd be like, "My name is Bob." I'm like, "Cool, Bob. Let's reverse that. Hi, my name is Bob. I have glaucoma." Like, you should not introduce yourself with a disability. Like, give me your name first. Give me something else besides your disability right off the bat. I'm not here to get to know you because of your disability. I'm here to get to know you as a human and as the things you like and the things you do. I'm at a blind convention. Obviously, you're blind, like, or visually impaired. Like, duh. The only time I'll tell people I'm blind out in public is if they go to shake my hand and I don't know, and a friend or family member will like nudge me and like tell me to put my hand out, or if there's like an awkward encounter with like someone at the store or doctor's office, then I'll like, hey. But I walk around with a 5-foot white cane in my hand, so if you don't notice that I'm blind from that, then are you okay? That'd be my question. And here in Washington, we literally like, it's part of your driving test. Like in the driver's ed book, they literally quiz you, or they have it as information that someone with a white cane is visually impaired. Like that is in our driver's ed book. So either people don't retain that knowledge, or they just don't care, I guess. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I'll check that out for more modern punk. Hold on, buddy. Let's see if Lacey's available. Hold on. Let's see if she's available. You're getting all antsy, bud. What's up? Huh? Hello? Yeah, if you got a second. Are you okay? Oh. Bye. Look, Berber, it's one of your favorite people.
Look, Berber, it's one of your favorite times of the day.
Has Bobby used the buttons anymore?
Yeah, he pressed potty a lot. But he even pressed it after he pooped, so...
Did he do it on his own, or did you...
No, he pressed it on his own.
Aww.
It was next to breakfast dinner, so I don't know if he's confused or... Anyways.
He's like, food, 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 food.
I gotta go get Bobby. Bye.
Okay, bye. Hey, buddy. You want a treat? you've lost hearing in your right, most of your hearing in your right ear, and some in your left ear. So how does music sound to you then? Are you able to hear? Sorry, did you lose certain frequencies, or is it an overall hearing loss? Because I lost hearing due to, well, I don't know. I got 3 shots back to back one day. DTaP, pneumonia, and I want to say HPV or something, or tetanus. And so I don't know. 3 shots all in one arm, back to back. And the next day I lost hearing in my right ear, and listening to music until I got that hearing back was really interesting. It was really disorientating actually, because it was like music I knew, and I was now hearing it in a different way. And I was only able to hear like certain frequencies, and then a lot of frequencies had gotten canceled out. It was really bizarre. So I was really happy that I got my hearing back, because as someone who's visually impaired, I definitely rely on my hearing quite a bit. And I felt very disoriented. Even though they had to inject steroids directly into my ears, they like put a needle into my tympanic membrane and injected steroids into it, which I don't recommend. It not the funnest. I got dizzy and nauseous. Hey, buddy, do you want a walnut? You want a walnut? Yeah? You want a walnut, huh? All right, let's do it. Come here. Let's get you a walnut, bud. Ah, my scar is itchy. Maybe Lord Voldemort is near. Mr. Burby Bro, my Oreo. Let me get the hole started for you, bud. I gotta take a piss. I wish YouTube would do captions, subtitles, closed captioning. I always forget what it's called. I wish they would do it for live streams, even if it is like automated. It'd be cool. I think TikTok was working on that for a while. I don't know where they got with it, but I feel like you could load the streams into AI and have it auto translate as the stream goes on. Okay, bud, I'm gonna go get you some water, okay? And take a piss. Well, I need to do that. Okay, buddy. I'll be right back, my dude. I'll be right back. Overall hearing loss due to damage to your ears. Okay. Okay, be back, bud. Hey, bud. Move your feathers, bud. Uh, uh, uh. Let's read some comments, big guy. I also have difficulty with surround sound. Okay. So, do you often listen to audio with like one headphone? I know on Android, I'm not sure about iPhones, you can set it so that it only plays sound in mono. And you can also amplify the volume for people who are hard of hearing. I think the mono setting is pretty cool. Doing live streams has definitely, and videos, has definitely made me talk slower and make sure I enunciate. But as someone who mumbles because they damaged a muscle in my face for one of the surgeries I had, the right side of my mouth, my lips don't automatically open. And then the stuttering, I definitely have taught myself to talk slower because I can definitely ramp up the speed on my talking. So with the mumbling, the stutter, and the talking fast, I can definitely be hard to understand at times, most of the time. So like when I do a live stream, I definitely, before I start a live stream, I definitely like tell myself to talk slower, enunciate. Really can't do much for the mumbling. I set my sound to mono on the left earbud. Okay. I love that earbuds can do noise cancellation. Well, some can. Like my Pixel Buds Pro definitely do noise cancellation, though they're not charging as well. So I had to stop using them, which sucks because I love those damn things. Hey, Barbara, we're doing well. How are you? We weren't live Monday, were we? I know we were live Wednesday. Holy shit, did we do a Monday stream and I forgot? Not surprised if with the insomnia. Time is kind of scattered for me right now. Ooh, which reminds me, I need to call the pharmacy and get a refill. Fortunately, they're open tomorrow, so sweet. I ended up blind due to retinoblastoma, which is cancer of the retinas. I have a playlist on YouTube here that goes through the whole saga. It's a 3-part video series. It dives more into my life, not just the cancer and blindness, but I think that's like part of the first video. I haven't watched it in a while. You're doing okay? That's good to hear, Barbara. Is that a good walnut, buddy? My buddy just passed away. He was blind from diabetes. Unfortunately, diabetes is probably, well, is quickly becoming the #1 cause for blindness, which is unfortunate for sure. My dad was visually impaired, but his diabetes took his sight from him completely towards the end. It's, yeah, definitely mismanagement of diabetes is one of the first things that it can definitely go for is the eyes. Eyes and feet, unfortunately. But I'm sorry to hear about your buddy passing away.
Based on the film What We Do in the Shadows, written by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi. A title appears, What We Do in the Shadows.
You're okay, bud. I had to stand up. My legs were going numb. It was a long work week. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Turtle. Wait, how was the party? The work party? Ah, so that right earbud is like a master of disguise. That doesn't make sense. But that makes sense why you wear a right earbud. Bro, we need to get a lavalier mic that cuts out a lot of the background noise. Hey! Don't be throwing walnut shells on the floor, bud. How many times do we have to have a conversation about this?
Colin opens a slot. Mando approaches for white cloak.
Berber, I am so sleepy.
Drawing the pet, the guide transforms into Mando.
Sleepy and a bit peckish. I could eat a 20-ounce steak at the moment with some potatoes or some mashed potatoes.
She removes
Ooh, or scallop potatoes. Buddy, it's empty. You cleaned all the meat out of it. Look, it's empty. Okay, but don't throw it back on the floor. He's like, I'm going to throw it back on the floor, Dad. That's where it belongs. You're such a little punk. You're such a little punk. You know that, right?
in an eyebrow.
Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself, little guy? I love you. I love you. Hmm? Do you want me to pick you up? Do you want to come here? Hi. Hello. They give him a bunch of painkillers and Xanax. Hey, I've been on that. I've been on that. Did that for 14 years. That was my diet for 14 years. No, at least the painkillers part. Not so much the Xanax. But Xanax is great. All right, bud. I'm gonna go empty out your water, okay? And then I'll pick you up. Be right back. Be a good boy.
In the familiar's room, Guillermo struggles with the locked door. He spots a vent on the wall and smiles. Guillermo flips the bed against the wall and clambers up to the vent. He pulls off the covering and climbs inside.
Come here, little guy. Come here.
Mando works out shirtless.
Who's a good boy? Ooh, they gave you a jacket. Fuck yeah.
He punches a bath across the room.
I love zip-up hoodies and I love pullover hoodies. I love hoodies. Hoodies are great. All I need is a hoodie and a Carhartt. I'll spend money on a Carhartt jacket. Those things last forever. It's a good investment. I've been wearing Carhartt since I was like 5, maybe even younger. I would get a new Carhartt jacket and overalls every like 2 years for Christmas. My dad worshipped Carhartt. He is a cute punk, I agree.
Laszlo tosses the coat to Connor.
Hey, bud.
Laszlo leaves. At Classic Fitness. Colin transforms into Mandy.
Hi, Bubba.
He enters the gym and puts on glasses.
Are you full? Are you full? Yeah. Oh yeah, clean that beak, bud. Clean that beak. Barbara, you know what sounds good? French toast. French toast sounds so good right now. I don't think we have the stuff to make it, but I don't think we have Texas toast.
Nick leaves.
I hear a Bob dog. I hear a Bob dog.
At the library.
I need this coffee to keep me awake for the next 3 hours so I can crash out. Ooh, waffles are fine. Ooh, it goes French toast, pancakes, then waffles. I love all three. Waffles are good because they got little pockets for syrup and butter. Or peanut butter.
A young man answers the door.
We do have a waffle maker. Lacey's mom buys this like protein flour or waffle mix. It makes like the densest waffles ever, but they're so delicious. Like they're thick, heavy waffles, and they don't get soggy if you put syrup on them right away.
Laszlo dons the coat and transforms into Mandy.
And crisp up the edge a little bit. Not burnt, but just a little crispy. Yeah. My inner fat kid is yelling at me to go eat. Ooh, breakfast for dinner. Nice. Lacey and I did that a couple nights ago. Pancakes and sausage. She had eggs, but I don't like eggs. I can occasionally do scrambled eggs, but eh. An omelet's fine. I'll do an omelet if I can stack it with like onions, mushrooms, sausage, or bacon. Ham's fine. Ooh, and cheese. Can't forget cheese. Always gotta have cheese. I'll put cheese in scrambled eggs. That's fine. But it's like one of those things where like I'll eat it if it's like the only thing available. Grilled cheese in a waffle maker. I've never done that. I've definitely made them on a Foreman grill. Tomato soup, not the biggest fan of. I'll do chicken noodle.
The guard tosses him out.
I feel like every live stream we end up talking about food or candy. Lacey brought home some Reese's peanut butter cups. It's one of the best chocolate out there. I mean, it's not real chocolate, but it's pretty good. They knew what they were doing when they mixed peanut butter into it. Also, so much goes into making a Reese's peanut butter cup. There's a YouTube video that like takes you through the process of making Reese's peanut butter cups. But if you want to make them at home, I found a substitute for the peanut butter. You take peanut butter and you mix in maple syrup, and it tastes almost like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Why are we buffering, YouTube? What the fuck? No buffering, YouTube.
He crashes through a balcony railing and lands in the ground.
I seriously hope we're not about to lose the internet.
Laszlo doesn't turn. Curious, Guillermo looks around and reaches for a book.
Oh shit, buddy, we've been live for an hour and 20 minutes almost. Alright, buddy, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. I'm going to go put you on your cage, give you a... Well, you already had a snack. Anyway, put you up on your cage. I'm going to go grab some food. And then we'll hang out until bedtime. Yeah. So with that being said, huge shout out to the mods tonight. Turtle, Barbara, thank you guys so much for moderating. Really appreciate that. Huge shout out to all of you. Thank you for the ones who subscribed. Appreciate that. We're almost to 500 subscribers, which is great. We're halfway to that 1,000 subscriber goal. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Be kind to yourselves and others. Go learn some cool shit. Make the world a better place. Find moments of happiness when and where you can. Laugh at yourselves, but more importantly, laugh at other people. Yeah. Okay, laugh with other people, not at them. ZachHertz.com for all your wonderful Zach and all your nonsense. Check out our merch. Check out Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Amazon wishlist. You can send Oreo some tasty treats. You can send us everyday use items. There's a wish list for clothing for moi. There's a Zach Snacks wish list. There's a tech and gadget wish list. There's all sorts of wish lists. And if you send us a gift, we'll make a video showing it off. Read out what you put on the gift receipt, as long as it's YouTube appropriate. Does not include religion or politics. Shout out your social media. Shout out your small business, a cause you care about. Tell us a joke. Tell Oreo he's a handsome boy. Whatever fits on the gift receipt, throw it on there and we'll read it out. If you don't want us to make a video, put no vid. If you want to keep it anonymous, say anonymous. We never give out first and last name. We only do first name, unless it's like a social media handle and you weren't trying to promote that. Yeah. Enough whoring myself out. I keep saying we're going to do a Sunday live. I don't know if we will. I'm trying to build that habit back up to do a Sunday live again. So stay tuned. We might do a Sunday live. No promises, no guarantees. That does sound like a good popsicle. Just catching up on all these comments. Yeah, we love you all. Be safe, be kind. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Very short list. Most of which I can't say on YouTube. And yeah. Peace out, take care, see ya. We love ya.